So we left LA this morning. It was about 11 o'clock, 87 degrees, tons of people everywhere. And now we're a little further northern into California. It's 67 degrees, like no people anywhere other than kids playing in the yard. Traffic's almost non-existent. Yeah, it's like stepping to the other side of the world when you only went a few hundred miles.
Yep.
So Bree run off the road twice and almost killed a truck driver today. But, you know, technically we all made it in one piece. So, no, seriously, she knows how to ride. She's getting her confidence back. We knew she would. She had a little folly over the other day.
I didn't fall today, though. I didn't fall today.
She, I guess it was about a week ago, she fell down.
Go boom.
And first time she fell, really wasn't her fault. There was a truck coming. She's trying to get in front of him. He kind of rammed up to her, scared her a little bit. She knocked it out of neutral and then it rolled into the sidewalk. Bike fell over, but she was fine. And the second time, we're pulling into it's almost the same. This is the same day, actually. We're pulling into the hotel parking lot, and there's a little dip. And for some reason, she just decided she was going to stop
through the dip and stop.
Yeah, she's going to turn into the dip and stop. And then she's like, "Why is the bike falling over?" And then it fell on top of her. And when you weigh about 500 pounds, that hurts a little bit. So her arm's been messed up for a few days. That's why I've been riding her around. And so yesterday we got her out there on the bike a little bit, and she seemed to have everything back under control.
Yep.
And today she did just fine on the interstate with some lane splitting coming out of California. You kind of got to do that in LA. I mean, if you sit there in traffic, they're either going to run you over from behind, or you're going to sweat to death, or, you know, whatever. People used to tell me all the time, worry about getting carjacked or bike jacked, whatever, but that ain't what I was worried about. I was worried about getting run over. So we basically cut traffic and went around like we're supposed to. Got down to Santa Monica, had a nice, cool cruise up the coast.
Oh, yeah.
Had lunch in Ventura, had Habit. And if you've never had the Habit, it's like a West Coast thing, but you ever come to the West Coast, just like In-N-Out Burger, you really got to try the Habit. And what'd you have?
I had the teriyaki char, I believe is what it's called. And it was a burger with lettuce, tomato, glazed pineapple, and teriyaki sauce.
What kind of cheese?
White. I don't know what, the Swiss or a white
Provolone.
American. I don't know.
Provolone cheese. I had just the regular old double cheeseburger, but Habit burgers are juicy. They're thick. They're like $10 for that and the fries. And we didn't have fries. We had tempura green beans, which is basically just green beans rolled in batter and fried. Sounds like something from the South, but either way, that was some drinks. I think it cost us $20, so it wasn't bad for a meal. We took that from Ventura. Nice cool ride up the 101 for a bit. Then traffic kind of picked up, and after traffic picked up, we were like, okay, let's get back on the one. Yep. Once we got on the one with all the cows and the green fields and the mountains and
horses. We saw horses this time.
Horses this time. Once we got out there and started doing that, it was
smooth sailing.
A lot calmer. You're still doing 65 miles an hour. The wind's still there, but it's calming because you don't have all the traffic. You don't have all the people. You don't have all the crap around you that makes you have to focus. You can actually enjoy the landscape. You can enjoy the ride. And as we've been talking about today in the last few days, where you're going, where you're coming from, and all that is not as important as enjoying the ride. If you're on a motorcycle, the whole point is to enjoy the ride. If you're on the interstate going 65, 70 miles an hour getting where you're going, you're not enjoying the ride. You might as well take a car. So if you're going to be on a bike, and we chose the CSC bikes for that reason, because they got just enough power to get us where we want to go, but they're comfortable rides. The suspension's great, that sort of thing. So we'll do we're approaching 2,000 miles on the bike, so I'm going to do an update on the status of the bikes pretty soon. Hers has been dropped twice and it's still going. It's not rattling or shaking or acting like it's trying to kill anybody, so that's a good sign. But I'll do an update on those pretty soon. Right now we're in Santa Maria, California, headed to the Olive Garden for dinner. It's been a long time since we've seen an Olive Garden. Usually when we're in a hotel, it's always fast food or really expensive gourmet restaurants, and we're kind of tired of fast food and we're not really into gourmet. So we thought, let's do something a little bit more American. And what's more American than
Italian
unhealthy portions of Italian
It's like
pasta. It's like a southern fall night without the lightning bugs. I mean, there's actually grass around. People have recently cut it. You can smell the cut grass in the air. So, yeah, it's not a bad place to be in the middle of freaking June when it's 120 degrees back home. So we'll give you a tour of the hotel later, the historic Santa Maria Inn. It's kind of one of those places where stars and celebrities from the past used to stay all the time. I think the building was built in like the 1880s, so it's like one of the oldest buildings in California. Guys, after dinner. Peace.
Bye.